What is up guys, Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 supports that the pros are using that you should be as well. These are heroes that have very high win rates, at least on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, and I'm going to be talking about exactly what you should be looking to do on these heroes to have a high win rate yourself, and why you should be playing them. So yeah, if you like supporting content and these type of videos, like and subscribe for more of this type of content in the future, as you know, I really do try to look at, the metrics and how things are going, how many likes certain videos get, so I know to either repeat them or not in the future. And yeah, I don't want to waste too much time. The only thing I do want to mention, because this is a supporting video, is number 1, like the video, as I already said before, but number 2, what I want you guys to do is check out the gameleap website. The reason is because if you're a support player and you're trying to get to the next level, I just made an entire Lion course. And now I know you guys might be like, Speed, you say not to pick Lion, right? You say not to pick Lion. Guys, Lion is fine. Not only that, in this Lion guide, I show a game that I played and I look at a pro match as well, and I'm talking about all the things that go through my head. So if you're a support player and you want to take your game to the next level, I recommend you click the link down below right now, get your discount. If you enjoy it, that's great. I think you're going to learn a ton. If you don't, you can get a refund, right? We have a really flexible policy that I recommend you guys check out, sign up, even if it's just for a month, get your discount, and I hope to see you there. All right, now let's get to the first hero of the patch, and this is personally one of my favorite heroes of all time in Dota, at least one of my favorite supports that I use to gain quite a bit of MMR. And that is BANE. The reason why I like BANE is I think, other than his lack of wave clear, he's one of the strongest solo queue heroes in the game for a couple of reasons. If you don't play him properly, I actually think he can be one of the weakest and most difficult to execute on, but I'm going to be talking about exactly what you want to try to do as BANE in order to stomp the game. On top of that, on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, this is the highest win rate support on the list right here, and it's why I really had to put him on. I've been thinking that this hero is pretty legit for a while now. I think it's really good at taking outposts, has a reliable laning stage, and it's good in the mid game, right? I do think that this Nightmare plus Enfeeble combo, just sleeping people for like 8-9 seconds, is pretty broken. But yeah, the hero has a 58% win rate, and what I recommend you do for starting items is you go a very heavy right-click trading build. Right, so a lot of Banes and support players will go, very weak items for trading. They'll buy, a Clarity, maybe 1 branch, 2 sets of Tangos, then they'll buy a Sentry and a Windlace, and all of a sudden they're out of gold and they don't really trade that well. What I recommend you do on BANE is you fully commit to the idea that your hero is one of the best traders in Dota 2. If you hit level 2 on this hero and you can't ever become close to a kill, you're playing it wrong. Take your Brain Sap at level 1, buy 6 Tangos, share them if needed, buy 2 Fairy Fires, 2 branches, you could even buy a Salve, you could buy a Clarity, fill in the rest with branches, but basically the main thing you want to do is have 6 Tangos. I really love the 2 Fairy Fires. It makes you trade insanely well and be able to bait people in, right? You just can heal for basically 200 HP with Brain Sap. So you take insane trades. You have some of the best stats in the game. If you guys didn't know that about BANE, he has equal strength, agility, and intelligence. They're all the same, and they're some of the highest in Dota. So yeah, buy these stat efficient items, trade with people, and use Brain Sap off cooldown. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are missing even 80 HP, just use Brain Sap. Use it. Your goal is to always stay as close to top HP as possible, whether that's through Tangos or Brain Sap, and keep hitting them, hitting them, hitting them. Go off the wave, trade with the 4. Brain Sap, over and over and over again. Eat a Tango, Brain Sap. If you get low, Fairy Fire. And you basically can't lose the lane. It's insane. And then finally for the mid game, what I recommend you do is you hit 6 as soon as possible. When you hit 6, buy a smoke, click the smoke, and walk up to the enemy safe lane or mid lane hero and click grip on them. You want to use grip essentially off cooldown. Your goal on BANE is pretty much the same as Lion. You hit 6, and every single time your ultimate is off cooldown, look for a kill. If you're not looking to make a play, you're going to be playing this hero wrong and not get the maximum impact. And finally, when the game gets into the later stages, really just stay in the back, stay out of vision, and sleep the over-farmed cores. Is there a PA with, 18,000 net worth at, the 15-minute mark, which is absolutely impossible, but, I'm just using this in theory? It's fine, because you can still sleep her for 7 seconds, and there's very little the enemy team will do about it, right? Especially if you're in a generally lower MMR bracket. Let's be real. People just won't wake people up as often. That's just how it is. And because of that, I think Bane's Nightmare is pretty insane. The second hero I think you should try out is MIRANA. The reason why I like MIRANA 4 right now is because I have a guide on the YouTube channel, so I think if you guys are interested in this hero, I recommend you check out that video I put out. I believe it was a Tim's VOD review here on this YouTube channel. And it has a 55% win rate right now. I think this hero is pretty impressive. I do. I like the items that it can buy. Right? I love the mech build right now. I love the stats mech build. I think it pairs well with some of the meta heroes. I think it goes very well with Ember Spirit and Void Spirit mid, right? To have good setup for the arrow, which you can reliably hit. I think it goes very well with some of the other supports that I'm going to mention in this video. I'll say a couple of them now just because. Number one, we just talked about Bane. Bane Mirana, I think it's a good combo. You have a good mix between damage and teamfight, and you obviously have the clear synergy of arrow and sleep. And then there's Shadow Demon, which is the other hero I will be mentioning here. Shadow Demon, I think, is very great with Mirana. You do an insane amount of damage. If you hit a Starfall and a maxed out Shadow Demon W, you're basically going to remove half of every single hero's HP that gets hit by it, and it's pretty insane. It can even be more HP than that, depending on, you know, their overall health pool. And yeah, that's why this hero has a 55% win rate on Dota 2 Pro Tracker right now, which is very notable. The main thing you want to do is watch the video, take all the tips and tricks I have. I recommend you go to the trading build that Tim's went and copy the exact item build he goes, and really focus on the farming aspect of this hero. Kill a lot of neutrals, get your item timings early, snowball with your Starfall, and don't focus too much about hardcore ganking. You know, look to set up your kills, hit your arrows, and make plays, but follow the guide I have. And the third hero is Shadow Demon, which is something I mentioned just before. I'm a huge Shadow Demon fan. When this hero's Shadow Poison was only 35 mana, I spammed it so hard. I remember watching a Purge guide a long time ago about Shadow Demon, and it just inspired me to learn this hero, and hopefully I can inspire you guys to learn it as well. The reason why I'm inspired to teach you about this hero right now is because OG is picking it a ton, right? Yes, the good OG, well, there's nothing wrong with OGC. They're actually a great team. I've been having a ton of fun watching them. But, you know, the top tier OG has been picking Shadow Demon, which obviously means it's a generally viable hero. If they pick it, clearly they believe in it. I know they pick weird heroes. I'm just saying it's become more popular within a lot of teams, not even just OG. But it also has a 52.4% win rate on the Dota2ProTracker.com website. And most importantly here, what I want to mention about it is, once again, I think it pairs very well with a lot of the heroes that I've been seeing within the meta. A lot of the frontline offlaners, whether or not it's the Centaurs or the Beastmasters, it lanes extremely well with that, right? Because you can pick Shadow Demon as a position 4 or a 5. It works very well in both of the roles. Right? I think we're seeing OG picking Oracle Shadow Demon as a support duo. Might seem weird. However, if you pick Shadow Demon, you can pair it extremely well with a hero like Centaur in lane. You disrupt into a stomp, and you deal an insane amount of damage. It's very difficult for almost any hero to lane against that. I mean, think about it. You know how much damage that's going to do? If you Shadow Poison and disrupt them and stomp them into like a double edge or retaliate hits, every single carry is going to lose at least half their health. At least. Right, if not die, and it's a pretty crazy combo. So I really think Shadow Demon works well with a hero like Centaur or, you know, even Tidehunter, basically someone who can apply aggression after the disruption and apply the team fight and control that Shadow Demon often can lack, right, the frontline ability that Shadow Demon can lack as a 4, even a 5, you know, within their role. And yeah, this hero has just been consistently buffed, in my opinion. Its ultimate has been buffed a few times now. It's gone up in damage quite substantially. It went from 200 to 300 level 1, just 100 damage. Like, it's pretty crazy. It purges Eul Scepters, it purges Ghost Shroud, it purges Decrepify, and I think Pugna and Necro are very common heroes, especially at the upper levels right now. So you just purge those abilities, right? Those heroes just become kind of useless. You purge Euls, as I said, Ghost Scepters, you purge Glimmers, you purge Bloodlust, Empower, all these things. I just feel like Shadow Demon's ultimate is so good. And then finally, you know, with Shadow Poison, you can just win lanes. On top of that, your W is a bonkers ability. Pair it with a hero like Faceless Void. Obviously, that's good in the lane as well. But you Chrono, you Soul Catcher with 4 points in it, and you just can't lose the fight. You just can't. You can't. It does too much damage. Number 4 on the list is Techies. And I really think Techies is one of the best heroes in... Guys, relax. All right, hopefully I didn't trigger a lot of your fight or flight reactions there, because I'm afraid that if I say that Techies is a good hero, even though I think it is actually okay, I think it's like all right if you pair it with the correct heroes and don't play it in a way where you just like plant bombs defensively the entire match. If you actually play this hero correctly, it can be all right. Moving on from that fact though, the 4th hero I want to talk about is AA, and this hero has also made a resurgence within the pro scene. I feel like I've been seeing it a ton. Like a ton. You know, it's pretty good against the common hero or common pick Oracle right now. Funny thing is that matchup goes both ways. I think there's some people who would argue that Oracle counters AA. Some people would argue that AA is good against Oracle. You know, nonetheless, I think AA counters out a lot of the healing strats that we see right now. I mean, there's so many Vlads, Crimsons, Pipes, even Morphlings, and just overall lifesteal strats. I mean, there's so many Satanics and Paladins and all this stuff going around right now. So if you have an AA, all this healing is just completely negated. You actually have the opportunity to burst these certain heroes. Even Alchemist is a popular hero right now, at least in pubs, right? And you can just dumpster him with AA. And that's the cool thing about this hero. It kind of just negates certain Dota 2 heroes. It really makes certain heroes 10 times worse. Oh, you have a timber saw? Well, all of a sudden this hero is just 5 times worse because you amp its magical damage by 30% and you negate all healing. And I really think that is the thing about AA. As long as you give this hero a decent laning stage, which honestly I think this hero can be pretty okay in lane, what I recommend you do is you take your E or Q at level 1, you put 2 points in your E, which is your chilly fingers, right? The one that yeets the snowball and does damage, but don't really max it out. The reason why I say that is because I think if you're picking AA, really you want to pick it around other magical damage heroes, or at least as a counter pick to healing heroes. What do I mean by that? Well, I really love this hero when you pick it with like a Radiance, or a Darkseer Ion Shell combo, or an Ember Spirit or a Void Spirit, and you have a ton of AoE magical damage, because I really do think that is the main strength of AA that people simply don't acknowledge. Your Ice Vortex amping magical damage by the number that it does is ridiculous. It is simply a ridiculous spell. It's a 4-second cooldown, and you simply amp magical damage by a bonkers number. Throw a Veil on top of that, and then all of a sudden a hero just has no magic resist and gets instantly bursted, especially if you throw your ult on top of them. And yeah, I think that's the reality of AA. This hero just lets you kill certain heroes. Paired with a Tiny, you kill anyone. A Clockwork, you can kill anyone. And that's the key thing behind AA, and reason why I think it's good in pubs as well. Be very greedy for your 6, try to get it at the 10-minute mark or before every single game, right? Be as greedy as possible, sap lane XP, pull a lot. I know that might sound dangerous, but I do think in solo queue, if you get this early 6, just make kills happen. Oh, it's off cooldown, throw it at the carry. It's off cooldown, okay, go make a play mid. Just keep making plays and getting kills, and really, when you max out your Ice Vortex later on, and I recommend the 2-4-2 build, where you do not max out your Q, right, your Cold Feet or your Chilling Touch, and instead you max out the Ice Vortex by around level 9 or 10, you're going to be in a much better spot and be able to dominate with this hero. And finally, last but not least, before a couple of honorable mentions, we have Visage. And I know this one is weird. I've been just looking at a couple of Visage games, and I even watched a NoTal video where he had a position 5 Visage who popped off. The guy had a ton of items. And the thing about Visage is I really do like him against a lot of the heroes that I actually mentioned in today's video. AA, Shadow Demon, BANE, and MIRANA all don't really like playing against Visage. If you see these squishy supports that can't really deal with your birds, I actually really like Visage support. I'm not kidding. I think Soul Assumption is still one of the best laning abilities in Dota. All you have to make sure you do is buy a couple mangoes and clarities to sustain, the high amount of mana that this spell costs. But yeah, your W Soul Assumption, if you guys don't know how it works, if heroes do damage in an AoE around Visage, he gains charges, and then he shoots those charges onto one target on a 4-second cooldown. Yes, it's a 4-second cooldown, but the spell costs over 150 mana, and because of that, it's very difficult to spam. And the thing is, Visage is a hard hero to play. I'm eventually going to make a Visage course, either on the gameleap website or on YouTube, because it is a hard hero that has a lot of nuances that people simply do not understand. But I really love Visage against the squishy 5s, even if you're against a Lion, or for whatever reason a Pudge, and you play Visage, you simply can solo kill them. If you understand the fact that when you hit level 6, you can start to farm camps, farm waves, and solo kill specific heroes, your hero becomes ridiculous. Not only do you scale, but you have legitimately, as I was saying, one of the hardest level 6 spikes in the game. And I'm sure a lot of you Visage players know this. You have a very strong laning stage if put in a side lane. I don't really love mid Visage. I think he just loses too many matchups. It can be okay if you do alright in lane, but you can get really crushed mid. However, if you're laning in a side lane, and especially in tri-lanes, I love the idea of just tri-laning a Visage and buying mangoes. You just spam your W, and it does way too much damage. It really, really does. But that's where I'm going to end the video, because Visage has a 60% win rate on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, and I think that has to be acknowledged. This hero is pretty legit if you're good at it. I think it's one of those heroes that's just not understood by the community. So if for whatever reason you get good at it, you kind of just have that niche advantage. It was like Death Prophet, when Death Prophet was starting to come back into the meta. People just kind of forgot that you need certain heroes and certain items to kill Death Prophet. Otherwise, she just lives and kills all of you. And I really think that's the same thing with Visage right now. This hero has the potential just to stomp lanes because people don't know what its W does, and then out-farm everyone. Like, when I say out-farm everyone, out-farm the enemy supports, and solo carry as a 5. And now, just last but not least, I want to give 2 honorable mentions, and that is Klink's position 4 or 5, and Earthshaker 5. I think both of these heroes are pretty strong right now, and I would definitely recommend giving them a shot. But that's where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe to help our channel grow. The support's been awesome. I know we're already at like 204,000 subscribers. I am going to still do something special for the 200K mark. I'm just thinking exactly what it's going to be. I'm planning it out because I want it to be very, very special and something super, super interactive where, you know, a lot of people just get in, whether or not it's a stream or replay analysis. We'll have to see, and I'll let you guys know soon. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to gameleap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream. And that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're going to see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.